President Donald Trump is dropping another tariff on the auto industry. Starting November 1st, the U.S. will impose a 25% tariff on all imported medium and heavy-duty trucks. This is a dramatic escalation in the administration's ongoing effort to strengthen domestic manufacturing and reduce reliance on foreign-built vehicles. Now, this announcement sent shockwaves through the global trade circles and, of course, Wall Street. And according to Trump, the decision is rooted in national security and economic strength, not politics. But as with any sweeping trade action, there's more under the hood than meets the eye. And the announcement that moved the industries, especially Ford, GM, and Stellantis, was pretty serious. And while celebrating the immediate bump in automaker stock prices following the tariff announcement, Trump's message was direct. And Mary Barra of General Motors and Bill Ford of Ford Motor Company just called President Trump to thank him. Without tariffs, it would be hard, a long slog for truck and car manufacturers in the United States, they stated. The president framed the move as a matter of economic sovereignty, arguing the domestic production capacity in critical industries like heavy vehicles used in logistics, defense, and infrastructure is essential to national security. That message resonated with many Americans who are frustrated with decades of outsourcing and hollowing out of domestic manufacturing. But it's also raised concerns among global partners and major U.S. companies with deep supply chain ties abroad. Who will gain and who will pay? Well, I know what you're thinking, but the new tariffs target a wide range of vehicles: delivery trucks, garbage trucks, utility vehicles, buses, semis, and other vocational heavy trucks. Some manufacturers will benefit, like Paycar, the parent company of Peterbilt and Kenworth, and Daimler Truck North America, which produces Freightliner vehicles in the U.S. These companies stand to gain from reduced import competition and potentially stronger domestic demand, which also means jobs. However, for companies like Stellantis, which manufactures Ram heavy-duty pickups and commercial vans in Mexico, the impact could be more costly. Under the USMCA trade agreement, trucks assembled in North America can move tariff-free if at least 64% of the content originates within the region. But many manufacturers rely on imported parts and materials, putting them at risk of higher costs and tighter margins, which is why Ford and GM thank President Trump, because they're now going to take a chunk out of the Ram market share. That is very interesting. So Mexico, which is the largest exporter of medium and heavy-duty trucks to the U.S., will be hit the hardest. Imports from Mexico have tripled since 2019, climbing from about 110,000 to 340,000 units annually. And Canada, Japan, Germany, and Finland also face new barriers under the 25% tariff. There is some industry pushback, and not everyone is excited about the tariffs. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce quickly voiced opinions, calling the policy unnecessary and counterproductive. The organization noted that the top import sources for these trucks was Mexico, Canada, and Japan, our longstanding American allies and trading partners. Industry analysts warn of supply chain disruptions, potential price increases, and reduced model availability for both commercial fleets and for consumers. We shall see, as Ford and GM are very happy about these tariffs. And tariffs could also pressure U.S. companies to adjust production strategies, increase domestic sourcing, or even pass higher costs onto customers. There are some politics when it comes to protectionism, and this is not the first time the Trump administration has leaned on tariffs as an economic lever. During his previous term, tariffs on imported steel, aluminum, and Chinese goods aimed to bring manufacturing back to U.S. soil. Supporters argue these policies helped revitalize key industries and encourage job growth. Critics countered that they raised costs for American companies and consumers alike. Still, there's no denying that tariffs remain one of Trump's most powerful economic tools and one of his most politically effective messages. By positioning tariffs as a way to protect American jobs, the policy appeals to workers and manufacturers across the Rust Belt, a region that will play a pivotal role in the upcoming election. For the U.S. trucking and logistics sectors, the short-term effects could include delays in vehicle availability, high fleet costs, and potential retaliation from trade partners. But truck leasing and rental companies that rely on imported chassis and components may see their operating costs rise. Meanwhile, domestic truck makers could ramp up production, potentially benefiting U.S. suppliers and job growth in states like Ohio, Michigan, and Texas. And the challenge will be whether domestic manufacturers can meet demand quickly enough without triggering inflationary pressures in the commercial transportation market. And we know that Ford and GM are very excited about this opportunity. Trump's framing of the tariffs as a national security matter echoes earlier policies aimed at reducing foreign dependence in critical sectors, from semiconductors to electric vehicles. And advocates say this approach ensures that America can produce what it needs in times of crisis. You don't want to rely on your opponent. Opponents warn that labeling economic measures as security issues can backfire, alienating allies and inviting retaliation. European officials and trade negotiators in Canada and Japan are already signaling possible countermeasures if talks with Washington fail to yield exemptions. The real question now is how manufacturers will adopt. Companies may accelerate plans to localize assembly, parts production inside the U.S., while foreign brands could seek joint ventures or partnerships with American firms to skirt tariffs. The bottom line is jobs, and that's what we need. It'll help our economy. Now, consumers and fleets will likely see higher sticker prices for imported trucks and commercial vehicles as tariffs ripple through the supply chain. That may also shift more buyers toward U.S.-built models, at least for the short term. Ultimately, Trump's move puts America's industrial policy back in the driver's seat. Whether it strengthens the economy or creates new trade turbulence will depend on how quickly domestic production can fill the gap left by imports. President Trump's 25% truck tariff is a high-stakes bet on American manufacturing dominance. It could fuel a resurgence in U.S. production or ignite new rounds of trade retaliation. Either way, one thing is certain: the decision has already reshaped the conversation about what it means to build and buy American. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and check out our car review channel, Car Smarts. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee, and if you want even more content, check out the links in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.